Welcome into episode 6 of the Coach Ali Smith Show, brought to you by the folks at Twin City Used Cars. Coach, a good win last weekend over Hazel Green, a big homecoming win. And though the outcome was what you wanted, maybe the path to get there wasn't exactly the way you would have liked.
Yeah, it looked tough. You know, I had a lot of mental errors going into the first half, and coming out of the thing at the halftime, our kids played a lot better.
I know the game started with a lot of hype. You know, a kick return that gets called back, that was an omen of things to come for the rest of the game. I don't have a number, but a lot of flags on both teams and numerous touchdowns called back on both sides.
Absolutely. I think it was 21 penalties called Friday night, so it's pretty high level.
So, TJ, though, gets out of the night with 3 touchdowns. It looked for the first time in a few weeks like TJ getting back to kind of his normal self, a little bit more healthy maybe.
Yeah, healthy, but really having the opportunity to get him going.
So Kai had 290 passing yards, 2 touchdowns. We kind of highlighted him on the radio broadcast as the player of the game. What are you seeing from him as far as development?
Just not forcing the issue, just taking what the defense is getting and letting those guys around him make plays. Just getting the playmakers the ball and letting them make plays.
So first half, as you said, a little sluggish. Got out to a 14-point lead and it got sluggish, but then kind of pulled away second half. Let's talk about play of the game for a minute. We've got a 14 to a 21-14 lead, and we're down going toward the field house. And Kai throws the touchdown pass to Swafford. Kind of walk us through that play.
Well, you know, the previous play was a penalty called on that, and we got in the end zone off a run. We come back and we thought there was a matchup that we liked right there, and so we come back and we just let Kai and Alex just either it was the back shoulder or they could throw the fade ball, and I think they went with the fade ball.
So, with that being said, you take away something from every game. Before we dive into the takeaways from this one, you did come in a little banged up. Is the team getting healthy, or where are we there?
Well, that's what we got to get healthy. You know, we got a lot of guys out, but the good thing is we got guys that are getting the opportunity to see what they are and different things like that. So right now we still a little bit of ways off from getting back where we really want to be, where we were back on August 22nd. But we'll be fine.
What are your takeaways then from homecoming game against Hazel Green?
You know, we were really sluggish coming out. I don't know if not playing the previous week, but as I shared with the guys, you know, championship quality teams, you got to be ready to play every game. We shouldn't have those letdowns right there. But they came out and they answered the bell in the second half and did everything that we asked them to.
Ended up 2-0 in region play. You get a week off. We'll talk about that in a little bit. But that'll do it for segment 1 of the Coach Ali Smith Show. We'll be back with our player interview in just a moment. Welcome into segment 2 of the Coach Ali Smith Show for week 6 with our player interview. Junior offensive tackle James Wood. James, thanks for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
So, offensive line, when did you know that you wanted to play offensive line?
I've always played offensive line since I was 4 when I started playing.
What do you enjoy the most about playing offensive line?
I like being able to protect people. Just having the feeling of being able to protect somebody.
Awesome. So who's been the biggest influence on your life?
I'd say probably my brother.
Your brother, Aaron.
He's helped me get through a lot of stuff.
So he's helped you in life. What instructions has he given you as far as playing football?
He's helped me with everything to my feet, my hands, mentally, everything.
Okay, so let's talk a little, maybe some more fun questions here for a minute. What's your favorite movie?
I'd probably say Holes.
Okay, Holes. Okay, all right. What's your favorite class?
Probably the class that I'd be in right now, Human Anatomy.
With
Coach Davis.
Is he your favorite teacher?
Mm-hmm.
Coach Davis. Okay, good. What's your favorite food? If you had to eat, say one thing, what would that one thing be?
Probably wings.
Wings. Okay. Favorite football team?
I have to say the 49ers.
49ers. Okay. College?
I say Ole Miss.
Okay. So when you make it big in football and you make it to the league and you get to buy any car you want, what would your dream car be?
Probably a G-Wagon.
Okay, all right. So you guys have Bob Jones this week.
Mm-hmm.
What's the challenge for you guys as an offensive line against this team?
Their front is probably a little bigger than we've seen throughout the year so far. So it's going to be a challenge. See if we can move those guys around.
What are you going to be listening to get you locked in, ready for the game on Friday night?
Probably, I don't know. I don't listen to a lot of music. I just like to think.
Okay. Everybody's pregame plan's different. You're a thinker. That's awesome. Well, James, thanks for joining us. We'll be back in just a minute with the final segment of the Coach Ollie Smith Show. Welcome into the final segment of the Coach Ollie Smith Show for Week 6. Go back out of region play this week. Final non-region game of the season, Coach, as you take on a team that fairly familiar with, the Bob Jones Patriots.
Absolutely, man. I think it's a great opportunity for our kids, our coaching staff. It's going to be a real big challenge for us. Really good football team.
So they're 3-2. Their 2 losses in a rivalry game to James Clemens, and then last week in an overtime game with Florence. So it's not like they've lost games in blowouts. They're a really good football team.
Absolutely. Those games could have gone either way. Those games, I think that if I'm correct, that the total point margin for them losing is maybe like 3 or 5 points, somewhere in there. So they hadn't, those games could have gone either way.
So what do you expect to see from them defensively? What are they going to try to do to disrupt us?
They're going to be really physical. They're going to move their the front line with the linebackers. They're going to play a lot of line games right there. Secondary, they're going to give you some different little coverages and different things like that. But it's going to be a really exciting time.
Okay. Offensively, what do they try to do when they have the ball?
Hey, they're going to move the ball around. They are really balanced. They're doing a good job with it. They're going to throw it around the yard. But they can also run the football. They got a really big running back in zero. The quarterback is nice size, but they're going to run the split zone stuff, and we got to be up for the challenge.
Special teams been pretty good for us, particularly in the return game. What do you see from them as far as kicking game goes?
Well, they have a really good kicker. He's going to probably put it in the end zone or close to it every time on kickoff. His punts, he's averaging probably 35 yards, if not a little bit more, maybe right at 40. But he does a really good job of that. So we're going to have our work cut out for it. It's a really good football team.
Well, Coach, good luck against Bob Jones on Friday night. Go Titans. And want to say thank you to Bobby Ledbetter and Twin City Used Cars for their sponsorship of the Coach Ollie Smith Show. See you next week.
Tight.